boost or not. Because failing to do that is failing the people and condemning their people to a lot of suffering, health, and possibly death. Because as Wanyonyi has said, if those people who are dependent on this PEPFAR and other global partners to supply these ARVs, they cannot access for some reason those ARVs, their lives are on the line. So why? The ARVs are such that you must take that pill or that tablet at a certain hour every day of your life. If you're supposed to take it at 7 a.m. in the morning, and for some reason you cannot do that and you have to take it at 8 or 9 or 10, there are consequences. If you continually do that, you are exposed to opportunistic diseases, and you are going to the viral load will plummet, and then the next thing you know, you can even die. So why would one ask, does a government or should a government subject their people to that? I think it is time these governments went back to the drawing board and started planning for their people, because failing to plan for health is planning to fail and actually condemning or confining people to early graves.
So I would,
one addition.
yeah.
And you know, it's not just a provision of the drugs. It's even research. You've seen they are saying, oh, we are phasing out this drug because we've realized it does this. We need to bring this. Kareithi has talked of one tablet every day. They were talking of an injection a month, so that these people can live more comfortably. So all these things might go down the drain because of poor planning.
Lack of planning.
Yeah, but the question is a Kenyan government, for example, because PEPFAR brings us $65 million CT. And you know that our budget is always short of financing. We have to borrow, and we have to heavily borrow to finance our 1 trillion budget. If you add this $65 million, which you need, PEPFAR does for CDC, USAID, malaria, and HIV, and also research and what we call the vaccines, the children vaccines, will we be able to cut it through?
I think what ails the country is not lack of funds. I think the country has funds, it has money. What we don't have or what we lack is priority, wastage, and misuse. That is what is ailing this country. For instance, when it comes to priority, just the other day I saw Treasury CS John Badi indicating that they're going to come up with a kitty that will be hiring choppers for public officers to make them more efficient to go and if at all they want to travel or move from one country to the other, it will be efficient for them and time and because of time. You wonder, right now he should have come up with a budget, a supplementary budget, noting that Trump has already stopped that the funding. As a country, we are here. What do we do? Come up with a supplementary budget, even if it's 2, 3, 4 billion. Inject that fund to some of the priorities, especially the ARVs, the malaria, where we will have cushioned Kenyans from being affected more. And right now we have that AU reforms that is happening in the country. Currently the president is hosting close to 7 and 8 heads of states. I think as an African, as Africa as a continent, as Wanyonyi was saying, it is time for Africa to come up, sit down, say, okay, this is where we are. We are not really in good books with Western, because what they want is they want also a piece of our pie so that they can give us funding. So what do? Do we come up with a fund that each and every country will be expected to be contributing in the meantime? So these are some of the issues that our presidents in Africa should be asking themselves, but more so back here in Kenya, what is the Treasury CS doing?
We have money to change the roof of your state house.
Yeah, there's money to
flat roof so our guys can sit up with you and look at the masses in Nairobi.
Yes.
Yeah.
But sometime last year, Ruto was very vocal on this climate change business. And one thing he proposed is that we need to rework, there is a word for it, not re-engineer, the financial architecture, so that Africa can also leverage on global loans. And he said that it is now time for Africa to sit on the table. I asked him in one of the conferences, when we are coming to this table, what are we coming with? He told me that we are coming in with, we have, I think, 2/3 arable land in Africa, can provide food for the world. We have a budding youth population. We have this and that. Well, okay, can they take that to the table with Trump and see if they can leverage on that? Because that is what we have, and that is what we are bringing to the table.
I'm very sure what they'll be pushing for is our minerals. That's the only way they'll be heading.
But also on the flip side, Wanyonyi, the Russian ambassador was saying that this thing is a welcome move.
That CDC
is a welcome move for the pathogens.
He's been on it for some time.
Yeah,
I think let's keep it out. Because you see, the claim is the CDC is working with Cambridge
to develop pathogens,
to research,
yes,
and develop germs.
Yes.
Where are they taking these germs?
But let me ask.
Why would we develop germs at Cambridge so that they can go and use it against their enemies? I think it's a hazy field.
I may not be sure, but such a pronouncement by
ambassador,
but no, by Trump, the 47th president.
Yes.
Must it be ratified by the parliament, or his signature is final? You know,
there are so many things.
There are so many.
Been stopped by the courts because of the process. It's not right. Even the WHO.
Yes.
He needs, I think, 1 year.
Yes, 1 year before he can pull out.
The reason why this paper is a problem is because he suspended it for 90 days to do an audit. Once the audit is done, it will be up to Trump, Marco Rubio, and their foreign fellows to decide what is of priority. Because what they've been doing is using these aid and support as a soft diplomacy to gain favors, to gain friends, and bambo kama hiyo. But all is not lost. You've seen he pulled out of Paris Climate Agreement, but the former mayor is called Bloomberg. He's going to foot that bill, I think, for the next 1 year. Some $9 million or kitu kama hiyo. WHO, China said, sisi, we are in this for the long haul. We'll keep sponsoring so that programs do not collapse. Maybe Africa will get someone who will assist us as Kina Mbadi sort out their flat roofs and choppers.
We must look it.
Wait for somebody to come and sort us out.
The manner.
I think we should emulate Trump. As bad as he may sound, he has the interests of Americans at heart. Why can't we have our governments having our interests at heart first before they think of external? Because the situation we are in is because we... Can you imagine a situation where we collect all our revenues and we channel them, say, to Ethiopia so that they can go and assist them, and then we are left struggling? No country should be doing that. And we should start looking inward for our solutions before we look outward for help.
Well, I think, Kareithi, you've captured it very well. I think, Francis, let's close. What would you close with? United against Ruto?
I wish that
Delimitation.
crowd, Kinarigiji, all the best, because I know their journey is not going to be easy. Same for the IEBC. It's crazy. Equally for Mbadi. I mean, all you can do is to pray that he can work these mathematics out, because 2025 has begun on a very intense note, and we hope for the best, of course, with the country at heart.
Now, even as we talk about all the coalitions and standing against one man, the other man that will be watching closely and might complicate political matrix in the country is Raila Odinga, especially if he loses the